Hey, what's going on guys? It's Jonathan and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm gonna give you my full, in-depth, comprehensive, better late than never review of the Galaxy Note 8. When the Galaxy Note 8 was announced, I was at the event and I got some hands-on time with it. And I made a video on why you shouldn't buy that phone based on 45 minutes of hands-on time and a few things that I just really didn't like about the phone. And as a reviewer, we do make mistakes, and looking back at that video, I can honestly say it was a mistake because I've been using this phone for about a month and a half now as my primary device, and I absolutely love this phone. In fact, it's probably the best or my most favorite phone I have ever used. So let's start with the design of the Note 8. The Note 8 is a very premium built phone, and there's really not too much I can complain with in terms of their build quality. Now I know that the design is a little bit played out, glass on the front, glass on the back, but why change something if it's not broke? No one really is complaining about the material choice. They're just complaining about maybe the fingerprints or the smudges or the scratches, but not the actual materials used in the design. And if fingerprints, smudges, or scratches bother you, you could always do what I did and pick up a skin. Now this is one from Colorware, it's their leather variant, and it's absolutely amazing. It's gonna give you a little bit of texture, that way it increases the grip. I'm gonna go ahead and leave that link down in the description below. They have quite a few choices to choose from. Pick yourself out one, customize it, slap it on your Note 8, take a picture, tag me on Twitter, and who knows, I might send you something. I don't know, I'm feeling kind of generous. It's the holidays, do that, and we'll see what we can do for you. Going back to the actual design of the Note 8, I absolutely love it. The form factor is a different story. I think that the Note is a little bit too long. I do like what Samsung has done with making it a little bit narrower because it fits in the hand a little bit better. But if you combine the increased length mixed with the dual curved edges on the display, it can be kind of awkward to hold and just navigate through settings and just doing on-screen stuff. If you're taking a phone call and you're holding it up to your ear like this, it does look like a big Hershey's bar up to your face, and I don't know. I think the fingerprint scanner could definitely be in a better location. I don't like that it's all the way at the top on the back, and not next to one, but two camera lenses, which means double the smudges and double the notifications whenever I launch the camera app and Samsung says, hey, you need to clean your camera because you've been touching it too much. It's pretty bad. Outside of those things, the design and feel of this phone is amazing. It's got a little bit of heft to it, which is good to let you know that you're holding a premium built phone. The glass on the front and back is Gorilla Glass 5, so the durability is definitely there. Although some reviewers are complaining that their screen and their backside has scratched really easy. I haven't had that issue. I don't have a screen protector on my phone, and I've used it continuously for a month and a half as my daily driver, and I don't really have any of those, scratches. In the past, TouchWiz has always been kind of hard on your phone. I'm not gonna lie, it's been buggy, it's been ridiculously slow, and I've been one of the ones that have criticized Samsung for TouchWiz. But starting with the S7, they've really improved it, and now with the Note 8, the Samsung experience is much, much better. I mean, I don't know if it has to do with the 6 gigs of RAM or the fact that Samsung has finally learned to optimize their software with Android, but in any case, the experience is flawless. And they even added a few features, like you can now pair one app with another app. So when you open that combination, it opens both apps at the same time. So if you want to have your calendar open with your email app of choice, you can do that, and it's just a quick way to multitask. Of course, you can't talk about the Note 8 software without at least mentioning Bixby. And even though I'm not a huge fan of Bixby, it has come a long way, and they've pushed out several updates, and it definitely has gotten better. So if you guys want to see a follow-up video, let me know in the comment section. Do you want to see me use Bixby strictly as my main assistant versus Siri and Google Assistant? Let me know, and I will do a follow-up video for the people that want to see that. The Note 8 has a gorgeous display, so whenever you want to watch some movies, catch up on some Netflix, maybe go on YouTube and catch up on some OT for Tech videos, just saying, you could do so, and the content is going to be beautiful. And thanks to the HDR support, whether it's Dolby or HDR10, you can just log into your Netflix account and boom, you can hit up some HDR content right then and there on your phone, and it looks fantastic. In fact, the Note 8 has the best display in my personal opinion on any device. Now I know the iPhone X did receive higher ratings because of its color accuracy. I personally just love the Note 8's look. I love the vibrant colors, and the Edge display, it's not super practical for many, but it does add a nice immersive effect. Really, my only issue when it comes to using the phone as an entertainment device is that single down-firing speaker. I think it sucks. It's easily covered whenever you're holding it in landscape mode, and it just sounds very, almost like tinny, and it doesn't get very loud. And if you use your phone, poolside, because it does support the IP68 rating that came with the S8 and the S8 Plus, once you get water in that speaker grill, it's very muffled. So I think that they would have benefited more if they included maybe a front-facing speaker, at least where the earpiece is, and then still kept the down-firing. That way we had stereo speakers, but who knows, maybe they'll include that in the next iteration. When it comes to gaming, the Note 8 will give you a great experience, and that's thanks to the included headphone jack. So you can use the included AKG tuned headphones, plug them in, and now you're not really worried about covering the bottom firing speaker. Also, the display I've already talked about is gonna give you a great experience in that aspect, plus the 6 GB of RAM, the Snapdragon 835, and all the internal specs are gonna give you an excellent experience. I haven't had any overheating or lag present whenever I was playing Leo's Fortune, Run Into the Dead, and Dead Trigger. So all those games definitely are a little bit more graphically intense, and my phone never slowed down a bit. So to go along with that experience, of course, we gotta talk about the S Pen. The S Pen is definitely a great feature, and it's what makes the Note 8 stand out from the S8 and the S8 Plus, outside of the 0.1 of an inch larger display. The S Pen is really what makes the Note lineup the Note lineup. And I'm happy to say the performance of the S Pen is great, but it is the same S Pen as the Note 7. So if you own the Note 7 for that short period of time and you use that S Pen, you could expect similar, if not exactly the same results. That's not to say it's a bad thing, because the pressure sensitivity points and the accuracy is all there. They also added something called Live Message, which is kind of cool, I guess. It's a little bit gimmicky. You can write out a message and it's gonna give you like a sparkling pattern, or there's other type of animations. And then you can send that message as like a GIF to a friend or a relative, or just post it on social media. Again, kind of gimmicky, but still cool that it's there. But me personally, I'm not really a heavy S Pen user, but I'm definitely happy that it's there. I occasionally use it to jot down a note on the lock screen, which, by the way, they did increase the number of pages you can pin to your lock screen using this feature, which is kind of cool. I also use it to browse through websites, so I pretty much use it as a mouse pointer, and if there's tabs located at the top of a website, I can get to menus and submenus using the S Pen just like I can with the mouse, and also for scrolling and copying and pasting text. Outside of that, I don't really have any other use for it, but again, I'm glad that it's there because it's definitely a bonus feature. So when it comes to battery life on the Note 8, it's actually pretty decent. I know it has a smaller battery than the S8 Plus, and in my previous video, I did knock that as one of the faults of the Note 8, and surprisingly, it did do a little bit better than I expected. However, it's still not as good as something like the S8 Active or even the S8 Plus. But considering all the features that are packed into this device and the performance that it offers, I'm averaging around 4.5 hours of screen on time daily and consistently, and that's pretty good. So finally, let's talk about the Galaxy Note 8's camera, which it's really good. Is it the best? No. Is it the most consistent? No. But when it hits, it really hits, and it does a fantastic job. The dynamic range is there, and it even performs pretty well in low light. The video capabilities are great, being able to produce 30 frames per second in 4K and doing 60p and 1080p, and you can also do an 18:9 aspect ratio in the video mode, and plus you have like pro modes and several other modes that Samsung offers, and you can download more if the ones that come stock on the camera just don't spark your fancy. But going back to the image quality, in previous Samsung phones, they've always given you like a surreal, super vivid, and overly saturated, contrasty image straight out of the camera, whereas the Note 8 is taking a different approach, giving you a more muted, more realistic photo of what you actually were looking at whenever you snap the photo. And this is beneficial because it gives you the ability to tweak the photo more in post. So if you like to, do smartphone photography and take pictures, then bring it into Lightroom, tweak the image, and then put it on Instagram, you're able to do so more with the Note 8 than previous Samsung phones, which I definitely respect. Thanks to those two lenses on the back, they offer a portrait mode type feature called live focus. And what it does is it gives you the ability to, alter the bokeh or that creamy, blurry background effect in post after you have taken the picture. So you can just slide along if you want the, super blurry background, or you can decrease it if you want more in focus. But what's really cool where it separates live focus from like portrait mode or other modes on other phones is it not only captures the live focus mode photo, but it also captures a wide angle photo, giving you the best of both worlds. Now, live focus is definitely not perfect by any means. In fact, it's probably one of the worst on a mobile phone, but when it does hit, it hits really well, and it does give you a little bit more capability in post. But again, you gotta take into consideration, it definitely does not hit all the time. It's nowhere near as consistent as portrait mode on the iPhone, or from what I have seen, the mode that the Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL offers. Thanks to the stabilization in the telephoto lens, you can pull off some nice telephoto videos, and it's going to maintain that stabilization. It works really well, and I was actually blown away by the results I was getting. Going into low light though is where the Note 8 does suffer a little bit, and you're gonna notice like a lot of noise unless you manually control the exposure and dial it in that way. Well guys, that does it for this video. If you enjoyed it, smack that thumbs up button. And if you didn't enjoy it, smack the thumbs up button, because it's holiday season. It's all about generosity. Being generous to me means hitting the hand with the little thumb sticking up. So just go ahead and do that, and you won't go on the naughty list. All right, just help me, help you. That's what we're doing here. If you have any questions, leave them down in a comment below. I'll try to get to it as quickly as possible. Of course, if you want to contact me faster, hit me up on social, as I do respond faster there. If you guys are not subscribed, you need to go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss future content. If you already are subscribed, make sure you turn on those notifications so you can be alerted when that content drops. And of course, I will catch you in the next video. Be easy.